Ahí está. Debería de aguantar un rato igual el stream, porque en realidad todo lo que escuchamos antes era con Cooper. La voy a atrasar un poco. Si sale de nuevo rápido, bueno, será este álbum. Pi. Ok, pensé que eran más encantamientos, pero no. Supongo que yo tengo gran parte hecho. A ver, este tengo un avance por... Y vamos a ponerle en sí, men. ¿Sabes qué? No me molesta porque es el avance power nomás. Porque mending tengo bastante, pero no tengo mending para ir a comprar. Increíble, ahora me quedo sin mending, boludo. Todo mal. Un arco nomás me quiero hacer. Un arco nomás me quiero hacer. Mi inventario es un quilombo también. No sé por qué el ojo de dragón este no lo guardo acá. La verdad me da igual. Me lo habían matado acá. Tranquilamente. Pueden llegar a pegar por las cosas, así que... Acá esto lo voy a acomodar así. Voy a subir el mending. Voy a subir el mending. Voy a subir casi. Y ahí está, mending, que... No sé qué más venderá. Un revivir 2. Está bien. Sí. Esto se lo pongo a cada uno de los tuyos. Espera, Rlcraft se puede combinar con men. Ah, buenísimo, entonces. Pierce. Falta flame. ¿Se puede conseguir flame nomás? Ah, este me sirve. Es sencillo, ahora lo voy a mejorar. Después lo voy a meter en un arco y lo voy a sacar. Tipo voy a hacer así, mira. Esa última canción estuvo buena. Este que cuesta una banda de niveles, tipo 34. usar un encantamiento ahí es bastante. Voy a vender a mi haciendo ahí la porquería esta, se puede hacer así. Ahora entonces ahora avance por 5, Mending, Arrow Recovery, Rapid Fire, Range Breaking y Arrow Peace. Y ahora voy a ir a mejorar Arrow Peace. Ahí avance el Mending. Bueno, ahí está bastante bien. Igual lo voy a decir mejorando obviamente, pero creo que así quedaría. Este creo que es el arco así definitivo. Oigan chicos, ahora adivinen qué voy a hacer. Voy a pelear contra un jefe. Nunca van a saber contra cuál, Ahí sí puedo ir al techo en la directo. Con esto. Ahora me tiro por acá. Esta luna es medio Igorcita, Viste, recupera flechas. Sí, está bueno, No estoy diciendo que está ahí malísimo. Está muy bueno. Nunca voy a entender cómo hay gente que usa la ruedita para jugar, No puedo yo. Un poquito más. Pero sí, el arco definitivo, yuhu. Vamos, tío. Dijo Billy, Dijo Billy. Hola, Billy. Hola, niga. Top 10 referencias a Billy que no conocías. Número 1. Billy. Hola, Billy. Hola, niga. Billy si fuera una persona real. Hola, Billy. Si lo van a firulear al Billy, Así puedo conseguir un rap. Bueno, me voy a mantener la recta porque sí. Un poquito de vino. Ahora sí voy a ir a la dimensión y vamos a matar ahí unos bichos negros, Ah, no. Cierto que puedo ir, los sitios. Ahora con este super arco nadie se puede interponer en mi camino, creería. Ok, lo reventé. Lo malo de esta dimensión es que tenés miedo constantemente y me jodas. Ese. Lo reventé enseguida, Leí pachucurita esa. Toma, pachucurita. Claro, perfecto. Ahí le di unas trompeditas. Ay, me faltó un multishot en el arco. Ah, bueno, igual da igual. Porque total con un tiro, la mayoría de las veces el multishot era más la cosa. Igual está bueno tenerlo. Dame a otro con multishot. Quizás este arco no es el más legendario, pero es el más cercano. Así que está bien. Un lootcito ahí de re mierda. Ah, me lo one-shoteé con el arquito, Tengo. Ah, se murió. Ah, me lo reventé. A ver, dale, se muere el bicho. Y me lo tumbé. Madre. En este arco ahora sí,
can't deny, you can't deny. Forget the times, weeks and days from long time ago. That is what the pictures are for, so that you can clear your mind from the past. Go chase a dream, build it and do not set it free. Build it for the whole world to see. Know that there's a reason why it's your heart. Know how to succeed. The problem is time. Better to say you want it all, not willing to wait. 'Cause we all have a due time. Pretty soon you're dead. You can't pretend, you can't deny, you can't deny. Pretty soon you're dead. You can't pretend, you can't deny, you can't deny. Pretty soon you're dead. You can't pretend, you can't deny, you can't deny. Pretty soon you're dead.
A la mierda. Rompió todo, boludo.
Being a lightning, an ice, or a fire dragon bone, but that doesn't actually do anything. So, instead, just use the normal one unless you have a bunch of extra blood and you want it to look cool, which I kind of do most of the time. But what you're going to first do, you need advanced power, you need rune arrow piercing 4, adept 3, advanced mending supreme flame, rapid fire 2, multi-shot 4, strafe 4, arrow recovery 3, and then unbreaking 3 in range. That's all the enchantments you really need for the bow. The nunchucks are going to be a whole different story. Arrow. The hits will cost an 30. The 5 Destructor 2 is the Viper 3 or Viper there to give you the 1. So, for a non-wine build for the armor, we're gonna get ourselves the full silver set. You pick between silver and golem. If you go golem, you have to go wine because late game, just the parasites will go completely through you. And depending on what race you choose, which is something else that we have over here, which is these trinkets. Depending on what race you choose, be it the Phalus or be it a dragon, then you'll have to worry about those specific effects. So, the specific non-wine build that we're going to be going is a dragon build, which means that we have to essentially use this to become a dragon, and then you would go Wrath Pendant, Ice Dragon Eye, 2 Rings of Resistance, then a Shield of Honor, which we have right here, Poison Stone, and the Broken Heart. And you'd have 2 Potion Rings of Resistance, and everything else would be all of these guys, and that would give you the highest likelihood of just being able to survive, which is nice, because then you go kind of crazy. And you can fly using the Golem fashion, Advanced Prot, Unbreaking, Mending, Respiration, Aqua Affinity. Advanced Protection, Unbreaking, Mending, Strength and Vitality 5, and Inner Berserk 4 for the chest plate. Then the leggings are going to just get essentially the same thing with Agility, and then the leggings are going to have a lot more actually, which is going to be Advanced Feather Falling, Lightweight, Double Jump, Underwater Strider, High Jump, and also each one should have Unbreaking on them. And since this build is going to use the Ice Dragon's Eye, then we will go Edict, or Chilling, because that'll cool us down. We don't want healing. We want cooling, so that we can have hold immunity and just 3 libraries. Mending, so if you're not breaking, you bury those pieces first, and then we can make difference. For shield could be better. I don't know exactly how the shield stats work or what enchantments you should go for, but that's pretty much that. Go through a bunch of other stuff, or if you want to see me just play, I am playing Rlcraft Dragora.
Anak mía.
You should check this out. Sentient armor is the best gear to wear in Rlcraft and Rlcraft Agora because it adapts to any damage sources you want. The Sentient Greatsword looks cool and inflicts bleed on hit, solid overall. But the Sentient Great Cleaver is my favorite though because it inflicts viral, increasing all damage your enemies receive. You can evolve all your armor and weapons by inflicting 50,000 damage. Check my video guide. That's what I would like to say. You should check this out. Did you know? If we have nothing here. Did you know? To be honest, this is... So, what is radiation? It is a mechanic that has been included onto Rlcraft Agora as a version 1.1.0. Specifically from the Rlcraft mod, which is meant to make the world harder overall. Any entity can get radiation, and it is measured between a value of 0 to 1,000 units of radiation, also known as rads. You can tell you're being irradiated by the radiation overlay effect on your screen. Higher levels get a stronger effect. You can't know the exact value by default, unless you either make or find a danger counter, commonly found in bunkers. Why is there radiation? Some of the modpad developers, including the main NL Black Eagle, wanted to improve the immersion onto the lore of the pack, which, in summary, revolves around the world having gone through a nuclear fallout. I recommend you check my lore video for more details. This, in turn, makes it harder to navigate certain biomes and endangers players who may not understand the mechanics and learn the hard way, which is, as some may say, the Rlcraft way. As a matter of fact, there are many questbook quests you can follow to learn to better investigate this mod and complete it as a fun goal. There are various lore and instruction books spread across various structures in the world, so feel free to read some of them on the screen by pausing. Thanks to Little Shork, Urglebro, Chris the Rock 23, Dragon Neon, and Truce for aiding in their recollection. Also, as a small bonus, and spoiler alert, by the way, the developers added teleporters to the world. They are called Abyssal Gates, and there are 7 in total. To obtain their locations, just open your atlas in the center of the world. Super cool stuff. Apparently, they harness the power of the underneath to function. Have fun exploring and finding out where they lead to. Contamination! There are specific biomes that are irradiated, not all of them by default. These are mainly composed of biomes with parasites, easily identifiable as they host large, city-like buildings such as the steppe, lair of the Thing, nuclear swamp, and nuclear ruins. The worst one is the wasteland biome with the highest radiation levels. Just a pair of minutes here is enough to get lethal doses. Note there is a bit of radiation in the underneath dimension as well. Bunker structures can sometimes be found in normal biomes. Just make sure they have a yellow warning sign. This means they are contaminated, but are safe to explore for a while at least. Recommended to explore and get hazmat suits from, as well as other useful items for later use. Just stay away from any that have a red warning sign for now. You can see a bar of how much radiation you have and how much you're receiving by having a gauger counter on your inventory, commonly found in bunkers. If you left-click a mob with it on your hand, it will also tell you the radiation absorbed. You can tell a chunk is irradiated by paying close attention to yellow particles coming off the ground. The particle screen effect on player screen, or if you're contaminated, you will get the contaminated debuff. More on it on the effect section. Be careful as even areas with no radiation can get contaminated too. Contamination is per chunk and spreads slowly. In general, neighboring chunks get about 10% of the radiation from those affected. But don't worry, it should stay in those biomes as long as you do not live near them or contaminate your own home. That being said, you can get irradiated by being in an irradiated biome. Yup, just standing around it is enough. Note that swinging in water of irradiated area doubles the amount you absorb, so stay dry. Holding or carrying irradiated items, this includes those on your shulker boxes, crates, tool belt, backpack, and even if you held it on your mouse. Getting hit by feral ghouls inflicts a bit of radiation too. They exclusively spawn in the wasteland biome. You can contaminate a chunk by 1. Having irradiated items on containers like chests, crates, backpacks, shulker boxes, etc. 2. Opening an ender chest that has irradiated items in said chunk. 3. Having irradiated items on yourself. Who would have guessed? 4. Dropping irradiated items on the floor. Those entities be poisoning. Radioactive liquid like contaminated water. Note, this burns on contact too, very similar to lava. Most contaminated items are only found in bunkers, Neptunian ingots, nuggets, and armor, except the boots of Neptunian, by the way. It inflicts minimal amounts as well. Some machines and byproducts of crafting items from the mod can also cause it too, like depleted LEU-235 fuel, high-tier RTG generators, high-tier helium collectors, and plutonium. If you carefully read the item descriptions, they even tell you if they cause any radiation. So just keep that in mind. Effects. When you or other entities absorb enough radiation, you will get some special effects. Interestingly, it has 2 different ways to affect them. Players and neutral mobs, like villagers and cows, get negative effects, while hostile enemy mobs get positive effects. Remember how I mentioned radiation is measured between 0 and 1000 rad units? This is where you will see why it matters. At 20% radiation, or 200 units, you get Contaminated level 1, which gives the player the Weakness Potion debuff. At 30% radiation, or 300 units, you get Contaminated level 2, which gives Mining Fatigue on top of the previous weakness. You start seeing the pattern here, so I will be a bit more straightforward for the other effects. At 50%, you get Contamination level 3, which adds increased hunger and adds a special potion effect that reduces player max health to 75% max HP. At 70%, you get level 4, which increases the poison to cap at a max HP of 50%. At 90%, you get level 5, which will disable HP healing entirely and continue dealing damage infinitely. There are no other levels of contamination, but if you manage to reach 100% radiation, you will instantly die. Remember, this applies to players. Pet-enabled enemies like Lycanites and neutral mobs only. Enemy mobs like spiders, creepers, or other modded enemies get other effects instead. At level 1, they get speed 1. At level 2, they get strength 1. At level 3, they get resistance 1. At level 4, they get absorption 1. And at level 5, they gain regeneration 1. If you read the lore, you may learn that specifically for escape and room parasites, just by being radiated in any capacity, get severely weakened. They can have their HP reduced up to 50%, inflict 30% less damage, and 10% less armor. Big hint, guys, radiation is a natural deterrent of parasites. Wink, wink. Now knowing the dangers of radiation, you probably want to know how to prevent it, right? The easiest way is with food. Over half of these are actually poisonous, so make sure to have a way to prevent or cure it. The following edible items give you radiation resistance: the pufferfish with 2, spider's eyes 0.5, as well as poisonous potatoes, rabbit stew at 0.1, beetroot 0.25, beetroot soup at 1.5. And I also want to mention chorus fruit, since, interestingly, this is the only food to increase rads you acquire, with 0.25 radiation. If you have access to flights, being high above ground in radiation biomes does not have any contamination. The best source of resistance, though, is the hazmat suit. Each piece gives some radiation resistance, but the full set gives a bonus 100,000 resistance, making you essentially immune to radiation overall, and makes exploring highly radioactive biomes and structures safe. Just watch out for the armor's low durability should you be attacked. It can be crafted, but it's It's honestly pretty complicated and much easier to get from battle towers or bunker loot. If lucky, you can also find Rad X. This can be crafted as well. Consuming it increases rat resistance substantially. This means for exploring dungeons areas like wastelands and stacks if you consume multiple. There are other armors that also provide some protection against radiation, that being the prototype armor, composite armor, and the soldier outfit. You can also add radiation shielding to other armor sets, including horse armor for your pets to protect them as well. There are 3 tiers. Light shielding, which gives 0.1. This is enough to be in lightly radiated areas, and just adding it onto any armor piece will just overall protect you from basic exploration. The medium one gives you 1.0 resistance, which will be more than enough to survive in the wasteland biome for a while. And the best one that you can add is the heavy shielding, which gives 10.0. You can add them by putting your armor alongside a shield in a crafting grid and can add higher tiers if you want to upgrade them later too. You can't take shields off, and do note these can't be added onto hazmat suits either. It may interest you to know that adding 1 light shield to each armor piece of Neptunian armor prevents radiation from itself too. You can craft rad shields, but it is pretty time consuming and resource heavy. I recommend you try your luck by opening industrial crates instead, as they sometimes have some too. More on said crates later. Unfortunately, you can only heal yourself and not other mobs from radiation. That comes to removing radiation. It is incredibly likely you will get some radiation on yourself or even on chunks you live on. Perhaps your friends thought it would be funny to do so. In any case, let's start by removing it from yourself. Radiation slowly increases over time as you stay on the biome, but the opposite is also true. This applies to any living entities by hanging in biomes with little to no contamination. You personally can consume gold food that removes a bit of it too though. Golden apples remove 20, god apples remove 100, and golden carrots remove 4. The best way to get rid of it though is with radaways. There are 2 versions you can craft or find. The slow-acting radaway, which heals 300 radiation slowly at a rate of 0.025 rads per tick. Or the radaway, which also removes 300 radiation but quickly at a rate of 5 rads per tick. But you may ask, what about removing chunk radiation? And to that I say, you need scrubbers. To even use it, you need 24 building level. Unfortunately, you can't craft them, but you can find them in some bunkers, and there's a potential drop from industrial crates. Think of these as air filters from radiation. They only clean the chunk they are in, and you can have multiple per chunk. But for maximum efficiency, place them in a clear area, as other blocks beside air just reduce their potency. Simply hanging out in the sky is more than enough. In order to activate them, they do need a power source. To keep it simple, there are 5 basic ones in total that you can use. This is the decay generator that actually requires extra blocks in order to take power from them, uranium generators, americium RTG, plutonium RTG, and coliformium RTG. You can use any, and some do produce radiation. But the screamer removes it and has more than enough power to clean. I recommend you stick to those labeled RTG, and the generators don't have enough power to properly power the scrubbers. Note they infinitely provide this power, so no need to recharge them. To make them work, just place it in any side of the scrubber. Easy. If you want to clean items you find in bunkers for any reason, unfortunately there is no direct way to do so. Your best way is to chuck them away. Keep them in a plated chest or combine 2 of them in the same item if they are durability, which will completely reset both items to their base form. Benefits. The benefits of this mod are pretty cool. They mostly come in new items mentioned so far, such as access to special item crafting, radiation shielding, hazmat suits. But the thing that most players are usually interested in is being able to reset sentient gear adaptations using LEU 235 fuel and getting increased resources like double blaze powder from rods and double bone meal from bones, or even turning rotten flesh into leather, all of which are done using the manufactory block. It also has access to the fastest iron smelter, the nuclear furnace. Just look at it go! If you want to learn how to use these complex machines, I will go over them in the advanced section. As a reminder, parasites are negatively impacted to radiation too, so use that knowledge to your advantage. With that, we jump into headaches, where tech mod and nuclear basic lovers may rejoice. The advanced section. We're going to start with ore locations and uses. In total, there's 5 new ores you can find and mine to use for your benefit. Most of them are easily or exclusively found in the underneath or lost cities dimensions. First, we have lead, which is found deep in non-canyon biomes, the underneath, and the lost cities. This is the most basic ore you will need and use for all plating recipes, as it allows you to create basic plating and light radiation shielding. Boron is deep in mountains, the underneath, and LC, used to combine with steel ingots in an alloy furnace to make ferroboron alloy, used to make medium radiation shielding or tough alloy. Lithium ore, exclusive to the underneath and the lost cities. This ore is used only for one thing, and that is combining it in an alloy furnace with ferroboron alloy to make tough alloy, which in turn is only required to make advanced plating. Thorium, which is exclusive to the Abyssal Rift, the Underneath, and LC. Remember, the Abyssal Rift is within the Parasite biome that has real powers. It is used to get turned into thorium-232 and 230 using an isotope separator, which are important for many recipes heavily related to fuel, which once placed can be fuel reprocessed for other recipes that require neptunium, plutonium, and uranium. Uranium is only found in the nuclear blight and cities. This is only on the overworld. They can be used as an isotope separator to get its 238 and 235 versions, utilized for DU plating and LEU 235 fuel, which will likely be the most important ones given this is what is used to reset sentient armor adaptations. If that
Nah, buenísimo el tema.
Maybe it's time for you to face the weather. Open your eyes as long as you're together. Your heart, your mind, your arms, your hands.
Sí, Strong 9. El otro está mejor, Iván, Este para mí es mejor. Ahora bueno, Kiki, yo no comí nada, así que me voy a hacer algo para comer. Seguro me voy a poner a ver videos, así que espérame un rato, voy a dejar música de fondo nomás y listo. Obviamente sin copyright. Dejarlo ahí. Dale. Bueno, apago stream un rato nomás. Después voy a hablar. Dale, nos vemos después y de paso termino el stream.